You're listening to the T21 Podcast, brought to you by Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks. Our mission is to bring life and wellness to families who are advocating towards a community of inclusion for individuals with Down syndrome. Hello, welcome back to the T21 Podcast. This is episode 3. And we have a guest today. We're going to be talking about accessible recreation with Cyrus Taylor. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. I've heard a lot of great things about you, so I'm excited to hear more about what you do and who you are. Do you mind introducing yourself a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, my name is Cyrus Taylor, and I'm the Accessible Recreation Supervisor for the Springfield-Greene County Park Board. I'm also the Miracle League Commissioner, which is my favorite title because it's just a lot more fun. But we do programs for individuals with disabilities. We try to keep everybody included in everything that we can. We find creative ways to do that, and I'd be happy to share some of the stuff that we've done over the years and that we're moving forward with. So
that's so awesome.
Glad to be here.
I was curious just how you, maybe a little backstory on how you got to where you are doing that.
Yeah, so I grew up with individuals with disabilities as peers. My mom worked for the Developmental Center of the Ozarks for a lot of years. Okay. So I never really saw it as anything different. I just, I had friends that, had disabilities, and they were just Josh, or they were just Jake, or, I never really thought, of them any differently. And I, grew up that way. I think that probably set this foundation for me approaching things the way I did moving forward, and like in my career in education and stuff. I pursued a recreation degree with Missouri State University and got a therapeutic emphasis there. And was able to use that to further my career goals and stuff on working with people with disabilities. And I had a very fortunate set of circumstances. I did an internship with the Parks Department, and then I'd worked there part-time a couple of years prior to, but full-time wise, I've been there for 16 years. And we've seen like unbelievable growth in what we can do and accomplish, especially working with our community partners and stuff. It's just been such a great experience, and our reach and our network of people that we work with and we program for has like quadrupled since I started and stuff. And it's just a true testament to how much these things are needed in our community and stuff, and how much they're supported. So very fortunate and really blessed to be in the position that I am. Very thankful for it.
So one thing Sai has done an amazing job with is he has changed the programming over the years to meet the needs of the community. So Sai, what made you say okay, we need to phase this program out or phase this program in?
Yeah, so there were programs that, by the old mantra, we've always done it this way, we're always going to continue to do it this way. We gotta, we have to look at things, and they might still work. They can still be a successful program that impact a lot of people, but that's not the only thing that we can do. We can expand upon the needs of the community. We can assess things that people are interested in. We can poll people. We can expand our network of people and see, based on those requests and those needs, we want to make sure that we are fulfilling as many of those needs as we possibly can. And we've been, very fortunate that we've, when I first started, we didn't have Miracle League, for instance, so that alone was just an unbelievable need and has grown exponentially over the years and stuff. And then there's all kinds of other things that have come up along the way where we try to pull groups, and everybody and their mom is playing pickleball now, myself included. I have a very real problem. I played on my way over here, so. But I didn't want our participants to be left out on that front, so we started an accessible pickleball program. We've gained players every week. The amount of development and they've been doing it for 2 months, and their skill set has just went through the roof. Wow. They're picking it up. And every time we do something, the number one question is, when are we doing this again? And I don't like to start something and not have a follow through for the next course of things. Yeah. I like to plan accordingly. I'm going to plan this is going to be a successful program. And then when it is, I can say, oh, we're doing it for the next 4 months. We want to lay the foundations for success early on, and then, pave the way for, continued programming down the road. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people. So
I love that. So recreation isn't just having fun. I mean, it is, but when your participants are in your programs, they're not just learning or they're not just having fun, right? Like they're learning things too. So like what are some things that you feel like recreation offers outside of just having fun?
Yeah, I mean on the surface level, it's recreation and it's fun. It's a good balanced thing in life. Everybody's got to have balance in their lives, and it's huge there. But some of the cross-categorical benefits that exist, or some of their social skills, some of their confidence levels, like being told you can't do something for so long, and you going out there and doing it is just like we all take it for granted that we can just go try something out. Some people, it's absolutely anxiety inducing. Like I could never do that, but you give them the opportunity, and then you get to watch them shine. So. There's so many of those things, some of the friendships that they make, the big thing for me, what I really focused on was a lot of people as they're growing up or in a special education setting, we don't want them to like graduate high school or whatever education discipline they're in and then lose that network of people and that social component of their life. Yeah. So we feel like we've kind of developed a place where they can call home, and they kind of feel like they have a home base and stuff, and they've got buddies and stuff, and then they're also working with other members of our community and really being included in everything. And it's opened so many people's eyes on so many different fronts too. It's just, I mean, it's good for everybody from my perspective.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I love going to the Miracle League games and just seeing people just cheer. They're like, welcome! Oh, yeah. Even if the ball barely rolled. It's magical. So.
Yeah, just the opportunity is, it's every hit is a big hit out there because they've been told no for so long. We're very fortunate that we can provide you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
I like when people tell me that their kids can't play baseball, they have a disability, and I'm like, no. I will prove you wrong.
You can stay there. They can come.
Yeah, sit down and watch this.
Right.
Yeah.
I think another thing that you've done really well in expanding is just like how inclusive the programs are now.
Yeah, and we've, I don't want to keep harping on Miracle League, but some of you get these groups that come out. They come out as a high school or a senior class or a team or something. Those guys go on and graduate. They come out as coaches and bring their next generation of volunteers coming out, and they're being a part of a program and seeing what these guys and gals can do, and then they get in and they're like doing chants with them and making tunnels for them they really the buy-in there. And then you get the community's, perspective. When do we get to go back out to Miracle League? It's almost like it's a privilege kind of thing because it's such an impactful experience. And, we've had well over 700 players that have played with Miracle League over the years, and every one of those people has had someone to come out and help them. And the impact on the community has just been unbelievable on, people's perspective on and changing so many perspectives of being apprehensive about, I've never done that before. I don't know if I could do it as a volunteer. And you go and you do it and you're just like, man, I could never not do that.
Right.
That's too much fun.
You don't know until you know.
Yeah.
You don't. One of my favorite programs that Cy does is it's called Float for Independence, and this year is the 30th year.
30th
I haven't heard of this. What is this?
It is awesome.
So the Float for Independence has been going on for as long. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the turkey trot. It's been around as long as the turkey trot has been around. So impact on the community-wise, this thing is unbelievable. We pair some of our paddlers that have disabilities with experienced paddlers. They jump in a canoe. They don't jump in a raft. They're not just sitting there not doing anything. They're in it. They are a part of it. They are helping them steer that canoe. They're, putting those strokes in there and stuff. And we take a little break on a gravel bar and have a picnic lunch and stuff. And then when they're done, I swear this is like why half of them go. They get an ice, like the place that we take out, they give them an ice cream at the end. At the end of the.
Like literally, they're waiting.
You
for
just have
us
to remind them.
Yeah, keep paddling, guys. Ice cream's at the end.
And it's probably the most epic water gun fights that I've ever
Unbelievable.
seen.
I need to be
in my
here.
Life. It is so fun.
Yeah, and the really, really cool thing about that is there are like a couple of the people that have been on every single one of those float trips for that entire time. And that is, I've been on 18 of them, because I did them when I was part-time, because the float trip and I get along real good.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and some of the like the Ozark Mountain paddlers that go, the experienced paddlers have been there since the beginning, and so that's also very cool because they've seen it from when it was just a few paddlers that went to where it is.
Yeah, now. And they saw these kids as teenagers, and they're like in their late to mid 40s now. It's just
oh my goodness,
yeah, it's wild.
That just goes to show, like, even a small town, that if they have a little river close by, you can do this.
Yeah.
And in a canoe, like don't just say we need a raft or a kayak, like throw them in a canoe. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, they do, and it is like the most epic water fight you have ever seen. The boats all go like sideways, and everybody's got their locked stare, and then they start shooting, and it is so unbelievable.
Fun. There's no way you're getting off that river dry. It's not happening.
Okay, I'm going next time.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. The only other thing that I really want you to talk about is sometimes we have individuals that still in your programming need some kind of modification or accommodation to make them successful. So, like, what does that look like for you in some of your programming?
Yeah, so it's very much catered at the individual. If we have kids or adults that need support, like within a program and stuff, we allow either their support staff to come with them if that is something that helps them out, or we do our best to cater to the individual and make it a positive experience for them. We don't want to overhand, like if they can do something, we want to encourage the behaviors and the things that they can do and not focus on what they can't do. But if they need a little bit of help with things that they struggle with, we are absolutely there for them. I'm very, very fortunate to have such great staff that work with me that really embody that. And our school park section also does a fantastic job with inclusion counselors over the summer for summer camps and all kinds of sports and stuff as well. So our network across the board has just approached things in that way, and it's been I think that's a good overall approach. I always try to throw a little bit of inclusion wherever I can, and make sure that people are thinking about those things as they move into them. But it's a very individualized approach, and very, very driven by the individual, and not we don't want to be like, well, you can't do that and you got to do it this way. We want to make sure that they can participate in everything like
so
everybody.
It's literally like, hey, I see that we could tweak this and this will make you successful. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Instead of like, well, everybody needs this, right? Like it's one off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How it should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Way to go, Cyrus. Way to go. I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah, you bet. It's very nice speaking with you today, and you guys keep up the great work with what you're doing. I see so many familiar faces in here. Just, I don't know, it just warms my heart. It's awesome stuff, so keep up the great work.
I love it. Thank you for coming. I'm sure we'll have you back.
All right.
Thanks.
And we'll see you guys next month. If you would like to learn more about Upside Down Mercantile, you can go to shopupsidedown.com or visit us on Commercial Street in Springfield, Missouri. If you have a topic you'd like to know more about, you can email them to info@dsgo.life.